So today's the day we finish all of our jobs. I've got plenty of stuff that I got to get done. These two go together. These two go together. And this one is separate. This one is also finished. And this one over here is also finished. So I don't have to, I'll leave them wrapped up for now. So finished can stay over there. To be finished can make a pile right here, I guess. Something like that. Be all right with me. And to be done right now, let's set that one up right there. So now let's move this camera over here, just a smidge. Let's take our other mouse, refresh that, open up the live right here. That's the only one I'm going to leave playing, since it is like clockwork, guys. There is something I'm doing I would really love for somebody to tell me. It would be wonderful. I'd be so happy if somebody could tell me what the heck I'm doing wrong to mess with TikTok's policy. Not so that TikTok blocks me, but enough so that TikTok does not let me go live on the what's called RTMP streaming. I'd love to know, guys. So we have audio on Facebook. We have audio on TikTok. You guys are backed off a little bit on the camera on your audio. Hopefully it's good enough for you guys to hear what's going on. Put this Bluetooth up over here. What's up? Get low. Waving a hand, man. Hope you guys are having a good day today. I am a little late on my start today, but we're going to get some RG-400 done. I'm going to finish up some RG... I don't know, we'll finish up some other stuff. Let's see what all we can get done today. All right, let's put this big old long flathead up. Be careful, I just bumped the whole monitor. I need to be careful doing that crap. So, you guys got questions? Hey, test 1 2 1 2. What's up, High Stepper? Hope you're doing well, man. So if anybody doesn't know, we've only got a couple days left till Jonesville, North Carolina. So that'll be our next key down that we're going to be going to. It's going to be the whole event is a Keyers event. It's not a personal event or anything like that, but it's going to be in Jonesville, North Carolina. If you guys would like to get some free shirts and some free hats from the D1's RF Supply, then meet me there and say the slogan. And I will have a limited quantity of shirts and a limited quantity of hats. So I've got some shipping I got to get done today. I'm going to be shipping out 1, 2, 3 different sets of RG-400. I'm going to get some accomplishment on probably some flex. And then we'll see what we can get done after that. It's a little late today. I started late because had some complications today. All right. But consistency is key. Showing up is what matters, not not coming up with an excuse and not showing up. So that's what we did. We showed up today. Look at you guys' comments. What you guys got to say today? Hey, what's up, Dr. Auto Shop, user and BP? Do I sell power amps or SWR meters? I do have SWR meters right here. So these are significantly more advanced than just a simple SWR meter. They'll tell you how many watts is going out versus how many watts are coming back. This is the output, that's the reflect, that's the input reflect. So yes, that is far more advanced than your average little watt meter. Also, as far as what else? Power amps. Yes, I do have some HF amplifiers. I have an AL82 and I have a Henry 2K right now, if anybody wants one of those. Those are both available for sale. I have not gotten around to listing them because obviously I'm busy working on other stuff. At some point, I will get around to making an actual video of them. From here, all right. Anybody? Hey, yes, yesterday. Cool. I was following my thing on the screen over there. What's up, Wildcat? Waving a hand, man. Lavia, thanks for liking the live. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hope you guys are having a good day. What's up, Ham Nerve? What's up, Wildcat? What's up, Warren? Thank you. I think Get Low's doing fine. He put in work yesterday. All right, so what we're doing today is finishing up some RG-400. As soon as I get that done, we'll be working on something else. And then I'm trying to get freed up to get a little bit more of a tutorial put together. We'll see how it goes. Which do you like more, AC power or DC power? Depends on what the application's for. If AC is probably going to be more convenient for most guys. DC, I'm a big time proponent of DC just simply because it's simple and easy to go with. If you're talking about for say HF amps and things like that, I would say depending on what your grid situation's like. If you're in a situation where you're off the grid, then I would definitely go to a DC setup. Specifically, I would actually go to LD MOS. I actually wouldn't go more towards your regular just 12 volt stuff, just simply because most of your off-grid stuff nowadays are more optimized for a 48 volt battery bank anyway. You could technically go down to a 12 volt grid setup, but you can't go as advanced with stuff like that. But for most applications, just get something to plug in the wall. The tuner network on there, the Pi-L network that comes on a lot of your amplifiers are going to be significantly cleaner. They'll have a lot of rejection and a narrow bandwidth. It will be it helps with harmonic suppression and things like that, so it keeps you from having to run such a big stack of filters in line. Wildcat, thanks for the like on the or sharing the live, man. Appreciate you. What's up, Diener? Hope you're doing well. That would be pretty much a 200 amp service. Some guys get away with 125 amp service or so, but pretty well a 200 amp service. 200 amp, 220 volt. If you were to run it at full capacity, that is. So it would take a home service to do it. Please, can I send it back? Pairs and things like that. I stay so busy with my RF supply, it's about impossible for me to do stuff like that. Not to be disrespectful to anybody, it's just not something that I do. Let me pull this back over here. I don't know why my screen glitches out every once in a while. Let's go back over here, pull this screen back up there. Well, thank you, Diener. Appreciate you liking my or loving my lives, man. It's absolutely appreciated. I can't find my shirts, Diener. I've got a bunch of shirts that I'm at this point we're so close to Jonesville. I'm gonna save my giveaway for there. I'll be giving away 2 shirts and 2 hats at least. If I can find some more shirts, I'll be probably giving away 3 or 4 shirts in Jonesville, North Carolina. So that is your job, guys, to make it to that event. If you can make it to the event, and you can remember the slogan. The slogan's simple as can be. It ain't super simple, but it's just that won't be super hard to remember, at least that is. If you can remember the slogan, you can say it in front of me, whether I'm live or not live. It doesn't make a difference one way or the other. You will win a hat or a shirt one or the other. A limited quantity will be available. There's going to be either 4 or 6 of them available. It just depends on what I can find. Even if I can't find my shirts, I'll still give some more. K-Whopper 900, thank you for following, man. Appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Roderick. What'd that say right there? I think that was Roderick right there. But yeah, sorry, James. It's just not something that I do. I don't do amplifier repairs or anything like that. I stay too busy what I'm doing. You guys will see me working on a power supply here pretty soon, but that is a very old build. That's a build I took over for a fella to help him out. I've got to hurry up and get that done. It's been entirely too long at this point. He's now ready for me, and so we need to go ahead and make it happen. It is now kind of getting slow down on his season. He will be happy to run it. So I'll show you guys how to work on this. I've got to get my bench cleared up. I'm not in a place where I can hook everything up yet. So, all right. All right. Yeah, he can give BBI a shout. I think BBI is pretty backed up right now, so I don't want to tell BBI. BBI is actually, no, he cannot call BBI. He can try, that is, but BBI is currently, he usually stays about 1.5 or 2 years out most of the time. So when he accepts work, you guys have to be very willing to wait for quite some time. With him already being somewhat antsy and ready to go, it probably wouldn't be the best. He would want to get an amplifier that he's already got one, and he wants to get something else worked on so he can have some fun and enjoy more. But if it was his only source of setup and he wanted to get something fixed, it would not be he would not be the best one to ship it to, just simply because there's no way to rush the situation. And I don't think he has the ability to offer rush jobs. But you can always message him and see, though. Maybe it will be a different story. I don't know. I don't check with BBI super often, but I'm pretty confident most of the time he's about a year out. So even if he did accept it, it would be a year. All right. I hope I'm not slandering BBI by saying that. I'm pretty sure that's what BBI himself says. All right, that is all finished. 1 down, 5 to go, I believe, or 4 to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1 down, 4 to go. I got to remember to put these in a different pile. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna set this aside way over there. So I'll remember it's done. And then these two will go together. All right, more questions. What you got? What would you guys like to know? What am I building? Some RG-400 jumpers right now. We'll be working on some bird meters here as soon as I can get all these coaxes out of the way. I've got another piece of 1/2-inch hardline I got to get done. I've got to get some. Oh man, I just got another order for some coax, but I'm not gonna. That's gonna be after I get back from North Carolina. He just now placed that order, and then I had another order for coax got placed, but again, that's gonna happen after North Carolina because I'm typically around 2 weeks out for most of all of my orders. I'm gonna set that over there for now. And currently, right now, I am. Finally getting to the point where I'm pretty close to exceeding that. I am well beyond that on this right here, but I went ahead and called and we went ahead and did a few extra things on that build. And then also we decided to, I made sure that he was okay with it. He decided to wait a little longer so I can do a full test. I would love to do it, and I'm glad he was up for it. But, Well, you guys want, let's zoom in real quick. So you guys can see what I'm working on. Maybe this is good, maybe it's bad, I don't know. Give me a second. Let's see if I can zoom in on TikTok. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I'm gonna have to watch my time on TikTok. You guys, if you guys get a timer in there, about an hour in. Copy the video about ozone. Yeah, I did a little science fair project talking about how to make ozone. I am located in Georgia. Trace. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is some RG-400 right here. Okay, Whopper, thanks for the follow. I'm going to turn you guys on TikTok just a smidge. That might be a little too far. We'll see. So turn the screen. That was actually a good spot, and I just backed it off. That'll be all right. This is still a good spot, too. So this works better. Let's turn the brightness up real quick and get this thing focused. I think it looks like it's not focused on the other camera. Over there. Sorry, buddy. Come down here. Thank you. My little small face camera on YouTube. And oh, hang on. Everybody that was in TikTok, I got questions for you. Was anybody in yesterday's live? If you guys say I was, let me know, please. I'm kind of curious. Anybody in TikTok that was in yesterday's live, let me know. Because I got some questions for you. We got some technical questions. We need your feedback, please. Need my pick real quick. Gary. Okay, Gary was in yesterday's live. Have you heard anything on Mudduck Sharply? I haven't talked or heard anything about Kale lately. I know he did sell one of his pieces of equipment, but I don't know anything else about him. The only one who would probably have news about Kale would be probably BBI, most likely. He would be the one keeping up with him. I was for a few minutes. Okay, so question for you guys. We don't have the little face camera. We don't have the little brightness adjustment, and we do not have these neck microphones right here. So how is the audio's quality and the video quality compared to yesterday? It's just strictly an opinion-based objective. I don't have to have like the hard science behind it. I just need your guys' general opinion. Do you like today's video better than yesterday's video? I think I'm going to brighten this up real quick for the brighten it up. Is that focused good? Yeah, it's focused pretty good. Let's review this. So, today's better or today's worse, Gary? No, that's a copy. That's the truth. Thank you, Grease Monkey. Appreciate you, man. Today is better. Okay. Well, that's kind of crazy, but I'm happy to know. It's very good to know the information. Oh, Gary, Darren got his stuff out. Mr. Spectre 7. I shipped it out today. I think I figured out what was wrong. It wasn't your address. It was because USPS just wanted to be a prick. USPS offers boxes at their facility, right? Their boxes, they have priority mail flat rate boxes, right? And then they have priority mail boxes. Those priority mail boxes are just boxes they provide for using their service. But according to them, if you buy or get a priority mail box and you ship it, say Ground Advantage instead of priority mail, that's not acceptable. You can't ship their package in priority mail through Ground Advantage. You can't use the cheaper shipping option because they say so, pretty much. So what they were trying to do is they were trying to charge you postage. They were trying to get you to pay the extra money that it would cost to ship it the more expensive route, just because that's what they decided. That's what they say has to be done. If I would have checked that box and would have flipped it inside out, they couldn't have said anything. But because I had it on the exterior of the postage, that's their policy. You have to spend more money if you want to get their boxes. Now, me personally, I don't give a half a crap about their boxes at all. I'll buy my own boxes. I'm not going to listen to somebody forcing me to ship a certain way just because I got a box. I'll buy my own daggone box. But I didn't know that. So needless to say, it was my fault. It wasn't your fault. I shipped it the cheaper method is what I did. And apparently, according to the box that I had, some box I just had laying in the corner over there, I cannot use the cheaper method to ship. And whenever I'm shipping something for free, I'm absolutely going to pick the cheaper method because I'm having to come out of my own pocket to ship it. It's nothing about you, Gary, by any means. That's the whole point of giveaways. They're free. Free to get, free to win, free to receive. I don't want to do giveaways where people have to pay shipping just simply because if I want to offer a service, I'm going to offer everything. That's the way I think it should be, in my opinion. So, guys on Facebook, is my thumb over here in focus, or is this hand the one that stays in focus? Looks to me, I can't get my head in the way. Like that one's kind of blurry. So I'm going to try to get it to refocus one more time real quick. I'll try to get it to focus on that piece on the screen. You don't have to, Deer Hunter, but it's definitely going to be a lot better for you. So your issue when you don't, and you don't have it's a velocity factor cut coax is there's two different ways to do it. You can invert the impedance or you can match the impedance. If you match the impedance, that means that system, according to physically, yeah, sure, it's a longer piece of coax, but electrically, it's actually considered invisible. So it's not actually part of the antenna system. Feed line is supposed to be feed line. Coax is supposed to be feed line, transferring signal from point A to point B. It's not supposed to transfer, change, or modify the impedance in any way. It's just supposed to take signal from here and move it to there and do nothing else to it. If it does anything else to it, it's modifying it and it's not proper. You can get coax. I can get coax to invert the impedance from here to here. I can get coax to match the impedance from here to here, or I can pick anywhere else on the spectrum and get coax to read different. But that's not something you want to do. Okay. Sorry, I had to read a message. All right. Now, but if you have a 3-foot piece of coax in line, would that blow the finals out of the box? No, it would not blow the finals out of the box. It would cause an impedance mismatch, and what would happen is you could have either significantly less or significantly more of a load going back from the amplifier to the radio itself. So you have more power coming back. It's called input reflect. So I actually just looked at this. I put this on backwards. This is right here is going to go over there, and this right here is going to go over there. I don't know what I was thinking. So this is going to get moved before that video's out. I didn't think about that. But your input reflect would be over here. This shows you how many watts is going back to your equipment. That would raise right there. Your output reflect would stay the same. That's what would damage a piece of equipment. That's not going to move. Then your output would also stay similar, but it possibly could be affected because you're swamping the input. So it would affect drive, and it would affect the radio. It would not affect the output. There's nothing an input coax can do to affect the output. The way I explain it to people is, let's picture radio here, amplifier here, antenna here, right? From output of the amplifier to antenna, from here to here, these two locations right here, there is one SWR, and that's at the feed point up here. That's at the antenna. So if the amplifier is off, switch the off position, we go back to the radio, we flow through the output or the bypass tune of the amplifier and out to the antenna. So the bypass tune is going to be here. So there will be a bypass tune where this pair of pliers is, and it'll have to flow through that, through the pliers, back through the other end of the teeth right here. So from one side to the other side, and it'll come over here. That's the only thing that changes SWR. If the bypass tune's crap, it'll raise the SWR slightly. Otherwise, it should have no effect on the system at all, if very little. Now, when you flip the amplifier on, that puts it, that changes the whole setup. So then we'll just turn it this way. Picture this, the input of the amplifier. This flows through the amplifier, and this flows out to the output. This is what produces the power. So the power's over here. It goes into the power, flows back out, right? So from that point, this output connection to this antenna is one antenna, and this input connection from the radio over to the input of the box is another antenna right here. So the antenna over here is separate. So there's one antenna, two antenna. This antenna has to come with a good SWR, so this sees a good SWR. This antenna over here needs a good SWR, so this sees a good SWR. What's done over here is isolated from what's done over here, somewhat. There is some degree of interaction, but not nearly as much as you think. And that goes for every single combo. If I added radio, amplifier, 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 antenna. In between every amplifier is another antenna every single time when that amplifier is on. So there can be multiple input reflects or multiple input SWRs going into each stage of each amplifier because there's different antennas seen there. I can typically answer pretty much all the radio questions you would have, Gary, but I do kind of keep it limited just because this is a very wide space for a lot of different people. So I try to stick to full RF theory rather than specifics on this specific page, just simply because it's for everybody. Thank you for the follow, Sanja. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so how long would I have to make, let's say, 400 for velocity factor? The half inch. You said this is going through multiple birds. What kind of coax should I make to go through the radio? All right, so the specific benefit of bird, right? The absolute benefit that bird does not utilize themselves most of the time, if ever, unless you're going on their broadcast stuff, is they have something else. If you flip these things around backwards, we have leads on the back. What those leads do is they will run to sample line. You'll run a sample line off. That sample line will go over to a line section and another line section. Let's say this line section screwed into your final amplifier and this line section screwed into your radio. You can measure output power. You can measure input reflect right here. You can measure output power over here, and you can measure input reflect here. This is the output power of anything, the radio and before. There's nothing else before the radio, so it's just output power of the radio. This is output power of the radio and amplifier combo together, or if the amplifier is off, the radio itself. And this is output SWR. This is measuring what power is coming back from the total system. This right here can be turned around backwards to measure output power from radio itself. So if you run this to the radio and run this to the amplifier, or run this to the input of the amplifier, because that's going back to the radio, same thing, especially if you have a velocity factor jumper, then no matter what you have here, no matter what you have here, no matter what you have here, you have the proper impedance. So if you change and you add something like this in line, you have to add another coax in here and another coax over here. You have to do a velocity factor here and a velocity factor here. So the beauty in bird is not the fact of bird and its accuracy. The beauty of bird is its remotable line sections. That's what makes bird so desirable to most guys. There's some guys out there that won't recognize that, won't realize how good that is, and will go ahead and just get normal birds and just hook them up. However, but the beauty of bird is the remotable line sections. It saves you a lot more jumpers. But the answer is every single connection from one end to the other has to be velocity factor if you want to have the best accuracy. Otherwise, it can modify the impedance flowing through the line. So let's say it this way. Say I run an inverted impedance jumper and another inverted impedance jumper. What I see at the actual meter is going to be inverted from what I see at the radio or at the input of the amplifier. So it's not going to be an accurate reading. What's going to happen is if you have a purely resistive load, then sure, it'll be accurate. But if you ever have any sort of SWR issues, which there's no such thing as a purely resistive load except in a perfect world or in a dummy load, then you're always going to have some sort of reactance. So something's going to be different. In just a second, get some heat on this thing real quick. Amplifier off or with it on, so 1.3 input. That means both your SWRs are reading a 1.3. That doesn't mean that number is related in any way, shape, fashion, or form. So you can have a 1.3 checking input reflect, and you can have a 1.3 checking output SWR. But both are two separate antennas. It's just a coincidence that they happen to be reading the same SWR. So you could have one that reads a 2.0 and one that reads a 1.0, and you still have, and your 1.0 be on your output, and you still have a perfect, or not perfect, but a near perfect SWR outside. So it doesn't change the fact that that 2.0 showing on input, that has nothing to do with your output SWR. So you won't go out and retune your antenna if when you turn your box on and your radio shows a 2.0 SWR. That's the wrong thing to do. You'll actually work on your input reflect, which is what's going as part of your input tune on the amplifier. Say if you have a tube type amplifier, a lot of times they'll either have one tuner or two tuners that you will actually tune both those tuners to knock that input reflect out. If you have a pillbox, then you have a fixed input tune, and that is up to the builder who built your box. And sometimes, because of the way they built it, because the coax is part of the tuned antenna system, it will have to be a specific length. Alrighty. Bootlegger, appreciate you, man. I'm happy that you enjoy the information. This is for you guys. I explain and go over this stuff for you guys, not out of my own vanity. I'm not going to sit here explaining stuff that I've gotten to know just because I want you guys just to sit here and listen to my voice. I want to help you guys if possible. That is. So, question. How long would I have to make it? 400. Is it 400 LMR? See, here's the thing. Grease Monkey, I didn't respond to the rest of your question. Velocity factor is subjective, so a lot of guys will get confused. In order to make a velocity factor jumper, the electrical length is always the same. The electrical length doesn't change, but the physical length is different. So we're not worried about the physical length. The physical length is what confuses people. People get locked up and wrapped up in physical length, and here they are trying to talk about a physical measurement when it's electrical that you're going for. So there is a such thing as an electrical length, but that changes even as far as individual wires. I can get you a ballpark of where you need to be, depending on what series of cable you want to run. And if you go ahead and get a cable in that length, you'll be within a couple. You'll be within like 10% of where you need to be. But I like to be more accurate than that if possible. So all my coaxes for probably the past 2 or 3 years now, I have. Maybe the past 2 years, I don't know. I don't remember when I started it. I started trying to get everybody to do velocity factor unless they specifically requested me not to. I have yet, at this point, to charge for that. I just want to make sure the harnesses that I send out are the best I can send out. And I'm not just sending out something random for somebody. I'm sending out something that's going to hopefully improve their accuracy of their test equipment or improve their system and make it where they can actually see what's going on with their setup, rather than them looking at a false reading and say, oh yeah, I've got better, or I've got worse, or I've got this, or whatever. The cool thing about velocity factor is it tells you what the feed point impedance is, because it matches what the feed point impedance is. So when you test it at the feed point, if you was to take your bird meter, you was to take your Rig Expert or your MFJ, and you run it all the way up to the top of the antenna, it would read the same reading as it does at the bottom. That's the goal. That's why we do this stuff. So that way you can properly check your equipment without it being fooled. So it just depends on what you're doing, Grease Monkey. I just need to know if it was RG-400 or LMR-400 on which one you would be asking about. I don't know why I just did that for. I'm impatient. I don't feel like waiting. Things are getting accomplished. I've got to get one shipment out already from a customer who's got a previous order. I've got to ship it out today. And then I've got to ship out 1, 2, this is going to 3 different places. We're getting 5 different jumpers. So 2 people ordered 2 jumpers at a time. Can you use a Drake like a bird and use a gear shift it got forward and reverse? Yes, you can use a Drake. I have a Drake W4 over there up on the top up there. You could use a Drake. Drake only reads average output, and it will read, of course, average power coming back. I don't know exactly how accurate the meter is because I haven't done a significant amount of testing on a Drake meter, but all meters are a reference anyway, so as long as it gives you the proper reference as far as your ratio is concerned, that's all that really matters for SWR. Your goal is to see less than 10% of your power coming back. An average format would be great because that means you got less than a 2-to-1 SWR. That's what you're going for there. So it reads different every single time. So you'll be between 12 and 13 foot most of the time with RG-400. The exact length depends on the exact how it was manufactured, because length can change even on a given spool. So it's not something. You'll get close enough though if you go between 12 and 13 foot for a velocity factor. It'll put you in a place where you can at least read pretty decent and remotely accurate. But cutting it down to a specific length, that wouldn't work because Coax changes. You can go with the manufacturer's published specifications, but the actuality of what it actually comes out to is not always the same. But if you use the math, you'll get close enough with math. I've done math before. It'd be close enough within reason, that is. I've done math on many occasions when I didn't have an opportunity in the past. But let me see real quick. Give me just a second. I just want to figure this out just because I can. 299, 798, 458. Equals times divided by 2808. Nope. 29792. 29792 458. 55. Equals 7.28 divided by 2. 647, 647, 46. 647 of 647 plus 12. No, that would be the wrong number for you there, Grease Monkey, just so you know. About 2. Where is the rest of the numbers, actually? I was trying to see what you said. So no, it would not be that. 78.3 will not put you the right number anyway. You're gonna, even if you go anywhere near that number, you're gonna invert the impedance. That would actually hurt you. That would be the wrong thing you're going for. Just so you know. There's a lot of false information out there, so I'm not sure exactly where you get it all from, where everybody gets their stuff from. But I just went ahead and did some math just to try to figure it out. All right, questions. So it depends on what you're trying to do it to. So velocity factor changes with frequency too. So that's another thing that messes guys up. So there's no such thing as one specific velocity factor. It just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to hit the center of the band, if you try to hit a different frequency, if you're trying to do it for 50 meg, it'll be different than it would be at 100 meg. If you're trying to do it at 28 meg, it'd be different than doing it at 27 meg. So velocity factor changes with frequency too. So unless you're trying to invert the frequency, you wouldn't want to go that length. There are some equipment out there, because the manufacturers, the way they built the equipment, when they set up the amplifier side, they built like your simpler Class C boxes and stuff like that. A lot of times their tuned input is by inverting the impedance. So you would have to match that with your build. Another thing that confuses a lot of guys is if you can tell me the length that the builder used, then I can actually figure out the electrical length and cut the electrical equivalent of what they used in any coax. But I can't cut the physical length in any coax because that doesn't exist. You can't do the same way. You have to cut the electrical length, because the electrical length is all that matters, not the physical length. Sorry, got a little... Oh, freaking crap. I didn't pass my puzzle on TikTok. So, TikTok. Where's my puzzle? I can't do nothing on the puzzle. Why did it go off the screen if I'm not on, if I'm still live? There's a puzzle on TikTok I gotta do once every hour, but I don't know what just happened here. Why am I off my... I thought I didn't pass the puzzle, but it still says I'm live. How did... Something went wrong? No, I'm still in my own live. What the heck? That's weird. It literally kicked me out of my own live. That's crazy. Well, I don't know what happened, so I'm back in here. I thought I was about to get kicked out of my own TikTok and not do my puzzle. My puzzle will come up here shortly. I don't have a way to test and see how long it is. Let me go over here to YouTube land and see if I can figure out. If anybody can tell me how long I've been live, it'd be great, because so a minute there. Let's just drag it all the way to the back. See it in the very beginning. 43 minutes is how long I've been live. So I have another 17 minutes before I have to pass my stupid puzzle on TikTok. Yeah, thank you, Gary. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, it kicked me out of my own live. I can't see your guys' comments or nothing. I was in some other random person's live. I thought I'd missed the puzzle again. I was so irritated. If anybody could tell me why I keep getting kicked out of my RTMP streaming on TikTok, that would be great. I still hadn't figured it out yet. You guys see? So I am unstable internet connection, but let me go over here and fix the speed real quick. So I gotta go over here. Quality is as low as I can get it. I'm just gonna pause my own video so it doesn't mess me up. Let's go back over here. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, no, I'm good. I got another 17 minutes. I was about to be irritated with TikTok. So I've got a 5-minute window to pass a puzzle on TikTok. But because of how I'm working, you guys can see me on Facebook and stuff, but on TikTok, I'm way over here, guys. Y'all are way over there. I can't get up and stand up and watch my screen. I can interact with you guys because I put it on the big screen so I can comment and see your guys' comments and stuff like that. But I can't tell. Oh, I forgot to buy something. That's what I forgot to buy. There's something I need to buy that's going to fix this. It's a little bitty screen mirroring thing made by Small Rig, and it allows me to see what you guys are saying for one, and it also allows me to see when that puzzle pops up on my screen. So I'm going to use it as my new little guide. So I'm going to have it like that screen right there, but have it as a guide for whenever I'm going to these events and things like that. I forgot to order it already. I need to buy 2 of them. It's warm. Let me clean that up just because I can. It irritates the doo-doo out of me. There was a very small inclusion right there at the base of my solder joint. And it just, if that inclusion goes all the way through, that irritates the crap out of me. So I'm not going to risk my joint not being finished. That looks like one, but it is not one. Let me put a pick in it and see. So a little spot right there, but that's actually not a problem, thank God. 2 more to do, and then we're done with RG-400s until next week. And I won't be messing with them no more. I want to get on these bird meters, but I'm waiting on some parts. So I may do a firmware update today. I don't know, depending on what time it ends up being. So we'll get some stuff done. I have countdowns. You know, that's probably not a bad idea. Like, I could do a timer right here and do a timer right here where it beeps off on me whenever I need to do it. So it's currently 11:37. Can you give me an accurate time now? I know it's a couple seconds off, but it is what it is. Probably 30 or 40 seconds off, but I'll... Hey, Samuel, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate you, man. Awesome, man. I do appreciate it. I'll zoom out real quick and let's cut this wire. All right, 11:45, so 15 minutes left. So let's start the 15-minute countdown. Let's see. So it's going to be 14:57. So I've got a little timer going. It should beep at me maybe whenever I run out of time, and then I'll check for the puzzle. 48:05. Dang it. So 12 minutes. Let's change, delete. 12 minutes. Let's just do 11 minutes. That way I can be prepared and hop up there and look. Well, yeah, you meant 11 minutes and... Oh, you got a daggum. I know what you're saying. 11 minutes and 45 seconds. That's funny. Thank you, Grease Monkey. Appreciate that. We got a D-Win timer. D-Win, check your puzzle. All right, let me turn this AC down over here. This thing's getting a little warm in here. It's not too bad. I mean, it's like 71, 72, but it's just enough to be annoying. And I can feel that AC from all the way over there. You wouldn't think I could, but I can. need to get me a split unit put in here so it's quieter. But if I did it where it's quieter, there's literally no other sound in my shop. If I cut off these two units, there's no sound anywhere in here. It's too freaking quiet. It's like eerily silent. So I need to have like some sort of noise, and according to Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and every single other platform, even though I can use music on their reels, even though I can use music on TikTok's platform all throughout and all this other bullcrap, I cannot have music playing in the background on my live, or else it will tell me that I am copyright infringement on somebody else, and I'm not making original content because I'm using somebody else's crap, which is a load of crap. Because like, I don't know at what point in time in life, if you're just walking around in the public, you're not just going to randomly hear somebody else's music, and now I get hit for copyright infringement because somebody else is playing something I can't control. It's nuts, man. It's like you have to hang out in your own house just not to get hit with copyright infringement. I'm all for protecting other people's rights, but when you got an hour-long video and I got a minute worth of somebody's song in there and they want to diagram, try to hit me up for crap like that, like, hey, you need to, whatever, give me money because I'm using your song. Like, I don't know. It gets a little excessive here. Like, I don't mind. Like, if I'm at a concert and I'm doing a live video of somebody's concert and I got like 15 of their songs on record, or I'm just sitting there playing the FM radio or something like that the whole daggone time, and it's 90% of the volume of the video, I think that should have an effect. Like, if it's playing in the background at like maybe 10% volume or something like that, I don't think that should have an effect on a video. But apparently it does. It's just my rant about not being able to go anywhere. I'm very much for original content. I like to have all my stuff original. And Facebook, they're really not really strict, but they're kind of cutting down because there's all these people faking people's videos. They'll do like a little voiceover or something like that, or they'll do like an AI voice, and they'll steal other people's videos and their content, and they'll claim it as their own, and they'll get millions of views off of it, or they'll make a song, somebody's song or whatever, and they'll do a crazy video that the people who own that song don't want anything to do with. So now they're cracking down on crap like that. So it sucks how the 1% of people screwing it up for everybody else makes it so difficult for me to make normal content. Yeah, turn the radio up. It would be nice. But, I mean, I could listen to music, but the way I would have to do it is I would have to actually have my Bluetooth in my ear, playing my music, and trying to have a conversation with you guys. Yeah, this is nice equipment. Have a transmitter engineer for TV station. Oh, that's awesome. Cool, Rosalina. Appreciate you. This is a 50 ohm impedance. Yes, that is correct. We're working on some RG-400. I am not specifically an RF engineer for a tower sites or anything like that. I know several of them, but I am not one of them. I don't want their job. I do appreciate them, but I am not driving all over to different sites just to work on and maintain sites. I know at least half a dozen of them right now, site engineers that will work on stations and maintain them. Whether it's TV, whether it's RF broadcast, whether it's AM, or whether it's a shortwave broadcast, AM, FM broadcast, or whether it's telecom. I know a lot of the different engineers. I don't know all of them, but I know enough of them. But no, I'm an RF supply company, so I supply equipment for those guys. I supply equipment for airports. I supply equipment for experimental companies. I supply equipment for, I don't know, doesn't matter who you are. If you want equipment, I can do it. I offer phased harnesses. I offer velocity factor jumpers. I offer any type of coax you want, whether it be engine 5/8, 7/8. They're complete harnesses. I sell wire by the foot. I do offer bulk wire orders for companies that want to order bulk through me, so I can do that too. So. All right, I can offer elliptical waveguide, yes. So I do have waveguide. It's not something I have in stock at the moment, but it's something that I carry. So if you want elliptical waveguide, I can sell you that, yes. Do I make direct feed setups? Yes, I do. It's called I make what's called a connector-based split feed. So I do them out of inch and 5/8. I do them out of 7/8 EIA. I do them out of I can do them out of UHF. I can do them out of N. I can do them out of 7/16 DIN. I've got a bunch of them. So I've done several videos, but yes, I can do direct feed setups for your coax. And I offer sealed coax all the way to the top, so you don't have to worry about weatherproofing your own coax. So if you wanted to go, I think on my website, it gives you my email. You can actually email me off my website. It's dwinsrfsupply.com. So DWINS rfsupply.com. So if you have any inquiries you want to make, you can make them on the email there, or you can send inquiries to my Facebook. Facebook being spelled the same way as my business page. So anybody got any questions on that, y'all feel free to. I'm checking to see if I got a puzzle popping up yet. I got another 2 minutes before the puzzle's possibly going to pop up, if not about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, according to Grease Monkey. So we will see here shortly whether my puzzle pops up. Do I use flux? I use the solder that I use has a rosin core. So if you look right here, it's a rosin base right here. Also, for customers that would like, I offer bird equipment. So if you guys would look up real quick, I'm going to move it on TikTok just simply because I had somebody on TikTok asking about some TV stuff. So I have lots of your broadcast equipment over here to be able to test broadcast rack gear and things like that. And then, of course, broadcast meters over there. So as we zoom in, we'll get back to work. I'll show you guys. Also, I have slugs and metering equipment. So I have 400 to 960 right there. I have your, where the heck is it? 400, of course, 400 to 1,000 for in the 6 and an 1/8 inch line section right there. I've got some, what else do I got? I've got your, where the heck is it at? I done lost it here. Of course, I got 100 to 250 for a reflex slug. I got lots of different small slugs and large slugs in multiple frequency sets if you guys want it. So I can even get, of course, 100 to 250 and so on and so forth. So we can go up into the UHF frequency and whatever you like. I got it all. And if I don't have it, I have access to it. Yes, so I have a VNA over here. So my VNA is right here at the base. So I have, so if you look right here, There's my network analyzer right there. So I have an S parameter test set for that network analyzer. My timer's going off for my TikTok real quick, so give me just a second. Let me zoom back out real quick. But yes, I do have a network analyzer. Dismiss. So, puzzle hasn't popped up on TikTok yet, so we'll see in a little bit. Greetings from Santiago. Waving a hand, Rodrigo. Hello, hello. Waving a hand. CA3GAX. Hello, hello. So we're working on some RG-400 today. That's what we're in the process of finishing. After that, I'll be working on some half-inch hardline. They've actually recently approved some of your hardlines up to a gigahertz plus. They recertified it. So that's something that's pretty neat to know. All right, so I've got to get my pick real quick. Where? Okay, so unfortunately, we have to do D-Win scavenger hunt every once in a while on this stuff because I will misplace my tools. I got to get my bench cleaned up. I've got tubes everywhere, galore. There's something for some of your equipment right there. I've got 3 CX 15,000s, 4 CX 10,000s. I've got a lot of your tube stuff. I don't have a ton of solid state, but I can get some unit pricing on solid state if you needed some solid state transistors. I don't specifically offer pallets yet for the amplifiers, but at some point in time in the future, I may have some pallet options. But not right now. It's kind of... All right. Questions? Anybody else got questions? Puzzle reminder. Thank you. I will look and see if it's popped up. Puzzle has not popped up yet. So apparently, according to TikTok, if you guys don't go live very often, about an hour into your live, it will pop up a puzzle. And if you don't pass that puzzle, then it will end your live. Me personally, when I'm doing this form of content where I'm working here and you guys are over there, it puts me in a pickle and I'm not able to monitor the live like TikTok likes me to. They want me to sit there with my phone right here recording while I'm working, and I just can't do that. It's not possible. It's not the form of content that I do. I do tutorial content. I show you how to build a lot of these wires with just your basic tools on hand. I show you how to use, we're working on, I mean, of course, I've got equipment to be able to do so, to be able to cut any end that I want. But the point of these videos is for the average Joe to be able to put these things together. We can get technical, we can talk technical things and things like that, but the goal is so the average Joe can put something like this together themselves, so I can help them out. Yeah, sure. You give me a shout, Rosalina. I will let you know if I've got your MOSFETs for your Harris. I've actually got about 7 transmitters, not TV transmitters. They're FM and AM transmitters outside. So I have several Harris transmitters, but not, like I said, not TV at the moment. But I may very, very well have your power transistors you're looking for. Hello, hello, Ridge Runner, waving a hand. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Grease Monkey. I'll look one more time and see. No puzzle. I don't know what they did. They might be trying to shake it up on me and put my puzzle out there later. But I put another timer on there for an additional 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes in the puzzle to pass the puzzle. Like 5 minutes. It gives me 5 minutes to pass it. So I've got a timer set for 5 minutes. So no matter what, even if the puzzle hits in 3 minutes and 16 seconds, I won't be at the end of the puzzle. I'll still be able to pass it in time. So I'm going to keep setting timers for 5 minutes, I guess, until I figure out I thought it was dead on an hour, but it looks like it's not exactly an hour. Want to figure out TikTok's algorithm and figure out what they're doing to me. So we need to cut this back right here. So this again is RG-400. It's generally used in aeronautics and aerospace industry a lot of times. It's got a very low friction coefficient, so whenever you're putting wire like this together, it's super slippery is what the general terms for it would be. It also has a lot of a very high heat tolerance, so it can go through in very hot environments. So you find it used in that scenario a lot. All right. Wonder if that's Grease Monkey's from Southern Illinois. No, he is from Louisiana. So there are, I'm not sure exactly which part of Louisiana. There's 2 Grease Monkeys in Louisiana, and I know where Brian's out of, but I don't know right offhand because I don't have his address just saved in my head. But I've shipped to him before, so. I don't know if I've shipped to the other Grease Monkey. So far, the furthest I've shipped to is New Zealand and Australia. I'm shipping some high voltage wire to Australia. I've actually already shipped it. And then I shipped a bird meter to New Zealand. So that's pretty neat. I had some guys in the Netherlands doing those, the pirate radio stations, asking for some equipment, but couldn't quite get all the logistics worked out where it was good enough for them on price. Because they don't really get paid to do what they're doing. There's a whole political involvement about that stuff, so I'm not getting into the details of pirate radio in the Netherlands. But yeah, I had some of those guys contact me, and that was pretty cool. It's pretty neat to be known that far around the world. So, not saying everybody knows me, but it's definitely neat to be contacted like that. Also, I bidded out a job to a whole company in South America. I didn't win the bid, unfortunately, but I did bid out a job to them. Sipping them. It was actually high voltage wire again. I am probably one of the, I guess, only one of the few companies in the world that offer. Hey, there's my puzzle, and it's been 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So the puzzle started it started 2 minutes and 30 seconds ago. Oh no, I didn't pass the puzzle. I got to do another one. All right, puzzle is passed. We are done with TikTok. So now at this point, TikTok will be good for the duration. But whatever the heck time that is, can you tell me the time 2 minutes and 30 seconds ago? Lafayette. Yuck, export costs. I know, right? Hey, they pay the export costs. It is what it is. So, import duties are due by the importer. So whoever is importing the wire into their country, they are the ones who pay the duties. Unless I offered it would be not DDP, it would be DD, I forgot what the heck it is. It would be delivered to door, whatever the heck the pricing was, or delivered to place. I think it might be DDP. But there's 2 different ways to ship it. You can ship it where they pay the duties, or you can ship it where the duties are included in the cost. So there's both those options when you're doing shipments. $1 hour and 6. Yeah, cool. So at about 1 hour and 6 minutes is when the daggum puzzle pops up. I guess is my bet. That's my best guess so far. That just irritates me, so we're just bubbling on a little bit. Good. All right, next. So when we solder, we want to hold the solder joint, the soldering iron, excuse me, to the source, and we want to add the solder to the source also. We do not want to touch the solder to the actual iron unless you just have no room. That's not your goal. Your goal is not to get the solder on the iron. You want the solder to go to the source. It's kind of like when you're TIG welding. You don't run your filler material into the actual tungsten. You run it into the pool, the puddle, your molten metal puddle. So it works the same concept for soldering. A lot of guys don't understand that, and that's how they don't solder properly. What's up, Daniel? Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate both of y'all, Grease Monkey and appreciate you, Brian and Grease Monkey. Appreciate you. I guess it's Brian and Brian. Thank you, thank you. Sorry if I said it wrong. I think you've been around for longer. At least I've been told. I don't really know. I don't get into the handles too much where somebody is taking somebody else's. And I hate this to sound jaded, but I try not to get in that stuff. There's definitely a lot of people with a lot of handles, so sometimes you get overlap. So. So, these two are done. These two are done. And this one right here is done. So we have 3 different shipments going out to 3 different people, and those are all finished up. Thank you, 174 TGV. Appreciate you. From Guadalupe. Thank you, thank you. Late 80s, copy that. So from here, what time is it? It is a little late. So in the USA, in Georgia, it is currently 12:30 in the evening. So it is, we're going on past midnight. So I'm going. I do apologize for you sharing the live and me leaving, but I apologize. I've got more to do, plenty more to do, but I've also got 4 packages to ship out. We will be coming back and working on this stuff here pretty soon. I was checking on the battery life, so I'm running some tests while I'm live. So the whole time I've been live is the whole time I was running some other things, and that's just some random tests. We're going to have full power on these units, so that's kind of null and void. So I was just running some tests on some other stuff that doesn't really matter to anybody because all my units are going to be powered 24/7. I don't know what the heck's going on over here, but this thing is blinking at me for some reason. All right, so I thank you guys for hanging out. Thursday is the last day before we go up to Jonesville, North Carolina. I'm going to be headed up Thursday evening. So Friday morning we'll be doing some videos on some key down stuff. Thank you, Rosalina. Appreciate you. It's very much appreciated. I've got my bench is a wreck, so don't judge it yet. I got to clean it up. But I have plenty of test equipment. Of course, we can get into single port VNAs with stuff like this. 1.5 gigahertz here, and we got some 600 meg right here. You can get into your simpler units with the little nano VNAs and stuff like that. Also, so little vector network analyzers. All right, so I got stuff everywhere. I am done for the evening. Thank you, thank you. See you, Wildcat. Thank you. See you later, man. Tony Lloyd. See you later. See you guys on YouTube. Hope you guys have an excellent evening, and TikTok and Facebook just as well. Absolutely, no problem. Appreciate you, 1137. Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm out. You guys have an excellent evening, and I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you back on Thursday. All right, so I get to show you guys the fancy screen. I always say I don't know why, but I like at least having some semblance of a neat little setup on